Doc Rivers' daughter, Callie, dated Paul George until he cheated on her with a stripper. Michael Jordan's daughter, Jasmine, married former Pacers player Rakeem Christmas. And Kobe Bryant's daughter, Natalyia, was allegedly in a relationship with Bronny James. These are NBA players' daughters who dated their father's rivals. Starting with Callie Rivers and Paul George. Let's start with perhaps the most explosive story on our list. 1. That sent shockwaves through the NBA and created awkward family dynamics that lasted for years. Callie Rivers grew up with basketball coursing through her veins. As the daughter of longtime NBA player and coach Doc Rivers, she was essentially NBA royalty from birth. Her father had been a star point guard for teams like the Atlanta Hawks and Los Angeles Clippers. Before transitioning into one of the league's most respected coaches, her brother, Austin Rivers, would eventually become an NBA player himself. But Callie chose a different athletic path, excelling as a volleyball setter at the University of Florida, where she helped lead her team to multiple NCAA tournament appearances. It was during her early post-college years that Callie entered into a relationship with Indiana Pacers rising star Paul George. The romance reportedly began around 2013, and on the surface, it seemed like a perfect match. They were spotted together at events, including the 2013 SPA Awards, where they posed for photos looking happy and affectionate. At the time, George was coming off a breakout season with the Pacers, earning All-Star honors and establishing himself as one of the league's brightest young talents. But behind the scenes, everything was about to fall apart in the most public way imaginable. Reports emerged in early 2014 that George had been unfaithful during a trip to Miami. Specifically, he allegedly had a one-night stand on a yacht with Daniela Radjic, a former stripper and model. This encounter reportedly occurred just weeks after George and Callie had attended the ESPYs together, which only amplified the sense of betrayal when the truth came out. The situation exploded when Radjic announced she was pregnant with George's child. According to multiple reports and court documents from the time, George initially denied paternity and allegedly offered Radjic $1 million to terminate the pregnancy, a claim George vehemently disputed, calling it false and defamatory. Radjic filed a paternity suit against him in May 2014, seeking child support and custody arrangements for their daughter Olivia, who was born that same month. The legal battle played out publicly, with Radjic claiming George had been dismissive and tried to buy her silence. Meanwhile, George's camp portrayed her as opportunistic. The breakup with Callie was swift and messy. Once the infidelity and pregnancy news broke, Callie reportedly ended things immediately, feeling humiliated by the public nature of the betrayal. The Rivers family rallied around her, and her brother Austin even traded subtle barbs with George in interviews. Fans and media speculated that the distraction contributed to George's on-court struggles during that playoff run. But here's where the story takes its most ironic turn. In 2019, Paul George was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers, the very team Doc Rivers was coaching at the time. Social media erupted with awkward family reunion memes, and some analysts suggested underlying tension contributed to the team's playoff struggles, including a blown 3-1 lead in 2020 that ultimately led to Doc's firing. George shot poorly in key games, prompting jokes that he cheated on Doc's daughter and then helped get him fired. In a twist that only heightened the drama, George eventually reconciled with Radjic. They welcomed a second daughter, Natasha. In 2017, got engaged in 2020, and married in 2022. George has spoken about the experience as a learning moment, crediting it with making him a better father and partner. As for Callie, she moved on gracefully, starting a relationship with Seth Curry in 2018. They married in 2019 and now have 2 children together. During a 2020 playoff game against Georgia's Clippers, Seth scored on George and reportedly called him a B*******H, a moment fans immediately connected to the past drama.